Got a little bit of gasoline.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Welcome. You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast, and I'm your host, Halsey Allen. Welcome all my narrators. Welcome anybody that is not familiar with my platform. Welcome all my newcomers. Hope you guys had a nice, productive weekday, and I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. So all my narrators, they know what my platform is about. So I guess I have to give a quick rundown or a synopsis to my new listeners about what the podcast is about. So let's take it from the top, start at the name, the Narrative Podcast. I chose this name because I believe it's basically my answer to how I feel my people are being portrayed in the media. It's my personal belief that the media portrays a false narrative of original people and original culture for the purpose of selling news and to keep, the higher echelon of society wealthy by projecting and perpetuating and generating negative stereotypes about our people and our culture, playing up negative nuances within our culture and weaponizing it against us by, influencing our minds to see ourselves a certain way. And it's proof positive that it's working, because when you look at our communities, all the violence we commit against one another, all the animosity and hatred we have towards one another, we are, victims of systemic racism and also institutionalized programming. We've been programmed to see ourselves a certain way and programmed to respond to one another a certain way. So on my platform, what I wanted to do is basically showcase and highlight all our successes, showcase us in a positive light by providing positive frames of reference about original people and original culture. And the basic way I'm doing that is providing positive frames of reference. I have a format that I'll briefly go over in a second. I'm going to go to the original part. So most recently, I've had an epiphany about the word black. And in my findings, just a little, philosophical awakening, if you will. I found out, the ramification of saying certain words in a certain pitch, certain frequencies, what that does to the human psyche, and what types of actions and, physical manifestations take place when certain words are said. So when I'm looking at the word black, first thing I do is go to the dictionary and I see all these negative pronouns, adjectives, nouns, adverbs describing the word black. None of them are positive. All these negative example sentences of black, like a black day, black cloudy, gloomy, negative. Black, the color black is often associated with death. And then when you go back and look at our people here in America and abroad, you will see we are dying in some type of capacity, dying economically, dying spiritually, dying intellectually, and the list goes on. So that's why I decided on my platform to refer to us as original in place of the word black, because it is scientifically proven that we were the original man and the original woman on this planet. There's not one corner of the globe that we didn't originally inhabit. There's not one corner of the globe that we didn't originally civilization, that we started civilization, that we taught other inhabitants how to basically survive in the world, how to bathe themselves, how to hunt, how to build things. So there's all kind of positive energy surrounding the word original. Original means first. We started it, we created it. We was the original journeymen. We was the original architects. We was the original inventors. We was the original teachers. We was the original rulers of the earth. So that's what I mean when I say original on my platform. Now, I'm not going to go like be crazy like when I'm sharing information. If I'm reading the article and it says black in the article in reference to our people, I'm going to say black. I'm not going to stop and say original man, original woman. If it's like literally in the article says black man, black woman, etc., etc. So I'm not super hard up like that. So, I'm not going to make unnecessary work for myself. But pretty much I'm trying to, make this a fun experience. Basically normalize being normal on my platform, because again, we've been programmed and conditioned to believe a lot of the self-destructive things we engage in is normal. It's not normal to grow up without both parents in the house. It's not normal to grow up selling drugs around your children, cooking up dope on top of the stove that they eat off of. That's not normal. It's not normal to not have sufficient financial means beyond every type of government assistance program you can think of. That's not normal. We've normalized that. We've been programmed and conditioned to, normalize and internalize and rationalize things that are normal for any human being, but especially within our culture. So that's one of my goals, is to basically normalize being normal and, telling our story the right way, because history has shown us if you don't tell your story, you'll have your story told for you. And the story being told about our people is false and inaccurate. So I want to shed light and tell our story the correct way, the narrative podcast way. So there it is. Also, I don't drag other people on my platform. I don't engage in gossip. I do address current news, breaking news that pertains directly to us, or, if something's going on in the world globally, I'll unpack it from our perspective, through our eyes, the way we see it. It is not my goal to, change the minds of someone that has already got their mind made up about our people and our culture. I'm not trying to enlighten people like that. I'm just trying to empower, uplift, edify us, and, magnify all our glory that is us. So, now what I will do on my platform, I will probably do some type of, truth telling if one of us is doing something that makes all of us look and sound crazy. I will address that. I have addressed that on several, occasions. Haven't had to eat humble pie yet because my chastisements has pretty much been on point. Everybody else was thinking the same thing I was saying. But other than that, it's the Love Fest on the Narrative Podcast. I try to keep everything positive. The ultimate takeaway I want people to listen to my content is the importance of how important it is to share positive content on your platforms about our people and our culture. As a matter of fact, my tagline is the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. So what I want you to do is, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever platform you have, make sure you devote like a section, a brief snippet, something positive about our people and our culture. Because what you post online is a carbon footprint of your ideals and beliefs. So people outside of our culture kind of judge you like by what you're posting online. So like if you're always posting gang culture, drug culture, and thought culture, they will perceive us as gangbangers, as, thieves, hostile, violent, lazy, low morals, loose morals, and perceive our women as being whores and our men as basically like, super predators or criminals by the content we're posting. So we should always, do our best to post something positive going on in your life, something positive going on in your family, something positive going on in your neighborhood, something positive going on in, whatever, spiritual thing you subscribe to, whether it's, church, whether it's a mosque or whatever spiritual, practice you subscribe to, positivity within that realm, posting that online. As opposed to always, showing us in violence, showing us getting, carted off by the police, showing us down and out and downtrodden and financially destitute all the time. Showcase us winning, showcase us contributing to society, contributing to humanity. That's what I want all my listeners to do. So before diving into the content, I'm going to just take this brief reprieve to, give, a heads up. This platform is monetized. So I have ad rolls that I don't know when the ad rolls will occur when I share it back to all other platforms. Sometimes they occur in mid-speech. So like a lot of my content, like you got to sit through it and kind of listen. They cut me off in mid-speech sometimes when I'm talking about stuff. So just be on the lookout for that. You've been warned. I do have ads on this platform. But okay, so I also have divided all my platform into sections. Each section has a speaking point. I will describe each section as I come to them. I do that for time purposes. It was never my intent to just drone on hours and hours and hours. This is to just basically keep myself organized so I'm not jumping from subject to subject and just, talking in a continuous loop without going anywhere. That Dave Chappelle skit, wrap it up. That's what, when I first started, I didn't have a format. I was just talking and talking and talking. And when I noticed not a lot of people was downloading the podcast because that's a lot of stuff. Like nobody wants to hear somebody 2.5 hours talking. So, breaking it down into section is a great way to keep everything nicely, neatly packaged and concise, and just helps it flow more nicely and, helps me stay consistent and to the point. So I don't just veer off, way off putting and just say things that has nothing to do with nothing. Because I want the ultimate takeaway from my podcast to resonate and to have my listeners share the positive content. So to do that, you have to break through the monotony. All right. So I hope you got the gist of, everything I'm doing and everything I'm about to do. Let's go. The Narrative Podcast. Here we go. So first section, I'll start off with, and the reason why I'm doing this is to, do my part in helping the original people dollar circulate in the original people community with aspirations that it will provide opportunities for people to patronize these services. And, with expectation that the owners are hiring their own and, doing things for the community that they're rooted in. So my first section is my free promotional section. And I'm doing this to offer a free promotion or to promote an original person's business, product, or service. If they need or would like some free promotion, please hit me up at passionwebmail@poeticpassion.host. In the subject bar, type promo. All caps is preferred so I can see it right away. And the body of the email, tell me a little bit about yourself, business, product, or service so I can give you a proper plug. Be specific as possible. Include things like if you have a brick and mortar location, the address, directions, hours of operation, online, tell all the details about the shipping. Do you charge for, shipping and handling? What is the process if you're ordering something online, if you got an online business, just everything. And then also include a little bit about something about you, your experience, expertise, what qualifies you to sell the product, why did you get interested in selling the product, your educational background, how long have you been doing it, how long have you been in business, what prompted you to want to start. Just basically the stuff that you should include in your about section if it's an online business. So to make you more, reputable and believable, and I would, purchase your product because the consumers want to know, who am I buying stuff from, especially our people, because we've been cheated and lied to so much. We want to get human with people that we're buying stuff from. All right, so now on to my second section. Second section is called my basically promotional contest that I'm running just exclusively for this podcast. It's called the Chew on This contest. And what I'm doing is offering a bulk supply of your favorite snack just by participating in my contest topic. And the reason why I'm doing it is it's basically like incentive. If you've been listening, just something to hear, some free for all the support. And all you got to do is just enter the contest to get your free prize. And also for the new listeners, to offer them incentive as well to keep listening. Like if they just stumbled on my podcast, just like listen. What else did I want to say? So yeah, the entry is totally free. I'm not looking for your personal information. I don't want nothing from you. I'm actually trying to give you something. So, it's all quid pro quo. You get something, I get something. Idealistically, I'm going to try to find an original people-owned vendor to supply the bulk supply of your favorite snack. So it's like win-win all over the board. Everybody gets something. Now, to enter my contest, hit me up at passionwebmail@poeticpassion.host in the subject bar, because it's the same email address, and this is how I'm separating them, though, is a subject bar. So for the chew on this contest, in the subject bar, type chew on this / shopping while black. If you don't want to type out the entire word shopping while black, just type SWB in all caps. And in the body of the email, include your most recent shopping while black experience. And then your mailing address, so I know where to send your snack to. And then tell me what kind of snack you want, of course, so I can oblige your order, so I know what you want. Very simple, very basic, nothing too hard about it. The reason why I want to, know your most recent shopping while black experience is because we need to keep the conversation going. As you know, we're always going to experience that until we get it universally across the board, our own neighborhoods, especially here in America, like we once had before we integrated. So when we go outside of our neighborhoods and deal with these retailers, like a large percentage of them do not like original people, don't want us in their establishment, don't want our patronage in any facet, and will, follow us around the store as if we're going to steal something, treat us like we're dirty, and they don't, just all kinds of rude customer service. So it's going to be a thing until we get our own, unfortunately. But if we keep the conversation going, at least, that's confirmation that you're not crazy, that you're not just, trying to play the race card. It happens, and it's just the thing that we got to deal with. So, okay. Now you got the basic gist of my contest. On to the basic meat of my content. This is the highlight section. In this section, what I will be doing is highlighting businesses owned and operated by original people. The types of businesses that I will be highlighting, I got a specific criteria. They got to check all the boxes or most of the boxes. A, are they owned and operated by original people? Do they hire their own? And do they do anything for the community that they are rooted in? So, like, either have their own nonprofit organization, pay into one, donate some product to, the neighborhood or the less fortunate. And then also they align up with my theme, and my current theme is the season of fall. So, and the reason why I'm doing the highlight section again is to do my part to circulate the original people dollar and the original people community, telling you, sharing with you, some businesses to support, basically supporting people that support us. Then also in this highlight section, they're just regular smuggler people, have little to no educational background, if they do have an extensive educational background, it didn't necessarily align up with the business that they started. They had to overcome a whole lot of obstacles, had to overcome and triumph in the face of adversity to make their dream come true. Basically, they're just regular people that got sick and tired of being sick and tired, sat down, figured it out, and, doing what they're passionate about doing in life and helping their people along the way. So just somebody sat down and figured it out, Like literally, these are the stories I'm sharing is people that came from the mud, literally, and, turned that L into a W. All right, so first business in my highlights section of the Narrative Podcast. Would have helped if I had it. These are last week's. First business I will be highlighting in the highlight section is Soul Popped Gourmet Popcorn. Oh yeah, the reason why I'm doing popcorn lines up with my theme. I kind of jumped ahead of myself. My theme is fall, and I picked popcorn because I figured, the weather's cooler. People, with the pandemic and everything, people are staying at home. Sports is on, it's football season. People are staying home, binge watching, different programs, stream different programs on different streaming services. And one of the perfect snacks for, sports and, to watch a movie is popcorn. And that's why I chose popcorn. And these next few purveyors are, original people owned and operated, people that are selling popcorn. So now on to my first business. So the first business is Soul Popped Gourmet Popcorn. It was established in 2016. The creator was DJ Lazonda, native to Austin, Texas. She got inspired to to create the product by marrying two things she loves, soul food and popcorn. So I'm just giving you the streamlined version. It's a little bit more complex than what I'm telling you. But again, it's just for time purposes. I don't want to be hours and hours talking. So I just highlighted the highlight section. So this is the highlight reel in the highlight section. So for a more in-depth overall story, you might want to go to the website or Google her name if you want more in-depth to watch her interviews and stuff to, figure out her entire journey. But so basically, it was just a hobby. Started out a hobby. Her original job was a state executive, so she had a high-level paying job, but she became horribly ill. The article didn't say what she was suffering from, but she missed a lot of work. She blew through her FMLA, all her paid time off, and things progressively got financially worse for her. She basically just blew through all her savings. She had to cash out her 401k. All that stuff, just to keep her head above water. And she had a really high-paying job. So she, started the popcorn business. And it was just a side hustle. She never thought in her wildest dreams that it would manifest into the entity that it is now. She went nearly broke paying her for hospital bills. To start her business, she only had $53 to her name, and she got her one of her biggest breaks. They had a show on MSNBC, like an elevator pitch your product. So it's like a Shark Tank type deal. And then she got another opportunity from a podcaster who was having some type of program for original women entrepreneurs to pitch their product. Now she didn't win that contest, the funding when she entered that contest, but she did like get the exposure on television when she went on the MSNBC to their program. So that exposure kind of helped elevate her product. So once again, it's Soul Popped Gourmet Popcorn. And the website address is soulpopped.com. And just let me see, because I think I left something out in the notes. Matter of fact, I know I left something out. I'm going to just do it right. Okay, I'm in her About section. Family owned and operated. Okay, what do I want? So their mission statements is to share love for all mankind through popcorn. Their vision to live in a more equitable and just world, always doing their part to make it that way. Core values. Passionate about all products and for all things that promote human dignity, equality, opportunity, racial and social justice for every man and every woman and child. So that checks pretty much all the boxes because I want people to give back. Or let's check the blog to see what they support. Because I forgot. They also do charitable donations. They're investing a lot more. They invest like tons of projects. I just forgot to write it down in the notes. Fundraise. That's that then. Okay, in the first podcast, um, her story was on Your First Million. It's right here on the website. Sorry for all this dead airspace. I'm just trying to find out what she pays into, what type of charitable organization she pays into. Well, they offer, but there's some other organizations they pay into. Um, so I apologize, I didn't write that down in the notes, but they donate product and they, pay into projects that raise awareness to certain social issues. But on to my next one. Didn't mean to take that super brief, long pause. But second business. Oh, what did that happen? Second business is called Project Pop. Founder's name is Shaquita Major Lewis. Website eprojectpop.com. Major's product on Facebook and at Project Pop on IG. Now her product is vegan, organic, non-GMO kernels, mission statement, people over profit, some causes she supports is U.S. Hunger and National Black Food Injustice Alliance. Shakita got interested in making popcorn, just basically for clean eating options. She was working at a high level job. She was a supervisor or something, and so like one day I think they was playing like Secret Santa. Somebody gave her a popcorn making machine, and she would just pop popcorn for her, people that worked for a job. Eventually she went vegan. Her nieces and nephews, there was already like on the plant-based kick that inspired her to like make different flavors of popcorn. So popcorn itself is like plant-based, but the toppings are not the stuff that you put on it. Like so sour cream, of course, would have like, dairy base and all kinds of other chemicals. So her popcorn the toppings wouldn't be all natural. It's just like the popcorn itself is vegan. Like she pops it in coconut oil. She also boasts that her nutritional information chart is really easy to understand. She made it, went out of her way to break it down for people that are novice into trying to eat more healthy, select more healthy options to make it easier for you to like read the nutritional facts panel. When you go to her website, she also is expanding her line. She's got merch. She's selling, vegan candles, like all natural organic candles as well. So I already told you about the organizations that she's paying into. She also does a whole lot of motivational speaking as well now. So all kinds of things coming for her over the rise. And, more than amazing. Her story is more than amazing. All that, her journey started just from, a simple, insignificant gift. Somebody gave her a popcorn machine, an air popper machine. And then from that, she manifested it into a actual full-on business. And my very last business I will be highlighting is Redmond's Popcorn. Redmond's Popcorn is created by Zach Redmond, not to be confused with the rapper Redman, Reginald Noble. Redmond's Popcorn was established in 2015. The website is redmondspopcorn.com. Physical address, Cremella Grill, 2749 Winnetka Avenue in Minnesota. And then 55424 is a zip. Phone number 763, that's the area code. Telephone number 458-7361. So Zach, he's originally from Gary, Indiana. He moved to Minnesota in 1995. Grew up in the Brooklyn Center. He left Gary, Indiana to pursue a better life. So to escape the violence down there, and I believe somebody in his family was fatally shot. The article didn't say that, but it did say move to get a better life because of the loss of a family member. So you can kind of probably read in between the lines. So a family member probably that he was really close to had got fatally shot. If that's not it, my apologies, but, to me, that's what it suggests or alludes to. So his educational background for starting the business, he did a year and a half at culinary arts school, so he did not graduate. He instead went to barber college and got his barber license. He actually did graduate from barber college in 2010. And his goal, he was just popping popcorn on the side for a side hustle, creating flavors, just getting kind of bored. He just stepped out on faith, opened a brick and mortar location, and as I said, I'm just giving you the the streamlined version, not the whole backstory. I'm trying to just get that positive frame of reference in a timely manner. He got his big break on the Robert Colbert show. He referred to his product as the I think he said the Cadillac of popcorn or something, or luxury automobile of popcorn. So, and if you're familiar with the Colbert Report, it's on Comedy Central. So they actually kind of made a little joke, had him doing a full-on commercial of him driving a luxury sedan with, it filled up to the brim with his product, popcorn. So when you saw the commercial. He's coming around the corner and he got just popcorn in the trunk. So at any rate, it made him go viral. His business swelled. The numbers, like people forming around the block at his physical location. His phone constantly ringing, and emails full from his business online, just from that exposure he got from the Colbert. And he says his goal is to create generational wealth. So that's definitely a plus that checks the boxes for my podcast. He says he wants to leave behind a legacy in his hometown of Gary, Indiana, for his current nieces and nephews he got residing there, and all future generations. So, he's starting from the bottom, he's going to the top. I can see him expanding his line and going into other things. In his shop, he also offers like other snacks as well, like refreshments, pop, candy bars, and chips and stuff like that. In addition to the popcorn. So we're going to give a warm narrative round of applause to all the businesses that I covered in the highlight section. They definitely earned it. And now on to the spotlight section. In this section, what I'm doing is spotlighting prominent figures. So basically, original men and original women in the entertainment industry, or just, got a platform that they're in the eye of the public. Basically, giving them their roses why they're here, for all what they do. And it ranges from, doing philanthropy, using their platform to speak on our issues, the way they carry and conduct themselves, doing philanthropy, putting that money up for the cause, giving us anything we need in the community, providing opportunities, providing jobs, providing opportunities for our people, and just all kind of other positive things that they don't, necessarily get recognized for, or if they do get recognized for, not nearly enough, considering all what they've, contributed to the cause. So, and my, stamp that I got to keep on to my own horn about this spotlight section. Nobody was spotlighting anybody until I added a spotlight section to my podcast. After I added a spotlight section to my podcast, then all of a sudden, everybody in the world wanted to spotlight somebody, and nobody was doing that before I did mine. You can go back in my log and you can just research from the time I did my very first spotlight section to how many other platforms on YouTube and the internet that they started spotlighting people. And I'm not angry at all about that. I'm actually happy that I started a trend for, us saying positive things about our brothers and our sisters instead of always, going back and forth with them on the internet, telling lies, dragging their name through the mud, gossiping, slandering, and, being just really nasty and not nice. So that's cool that I created a wave where people want to give credit where credit's due and celebrate the positivity, not the negativity. So, thanks everybody for noticing that, because I'm often referenced like this internet makes the world really small. Like people don't just come out directly and say the title of my podcast, but I say things on here and it appears in other people's content on their podcasts and on their shows, things that I hint at and touch on my podcast. Certain words I say and how I deliver my point appears in certain other people's, content. And I'm not mad at that. Not mad at all. Because it's all about positivity on my platform. And so, if you get something out of it, great. But anyway, on to the spotlight. So today's spotlight, spoiler alert, if you listen to my live on Thursday, you should already know who I'll be spotlighting today, because I gave, my little account of when I met this person in real life, or not met him, but kind of crossed paths with this person in real life. So the person probably don't remember it, but I do. So this person is somebody we saw like literally grow up in front of our eyes and, ended up becoming things, we never perceived them as being, because we only associate this person with a very popular television show. And we associate this person with, the character of this very popular, iconic television show. But none other than Mr. Malcolm Jamal Warner. So, born on August 18th, 1970, he is named after Malcolm X and jazz pianist Ahmad Jamal. So that's where the Malcolm and the Jamal come from. And then raised by his single parent mother. It's not a whole lot on Wiki about him, as far as like, the early life and all that stuff. It just really got all his film credits and, projects he's done, written and produced. I'm not going to go run it all down the line. I'm going to just tell what I admire about the brother. I feel he's like not celebrated enough. He, as an entertainer, he is like a Renaissance entertainer. Like his name suggests, he was named after a jazz pianist, and he does a whole lot of spoken word. So he's definitely a jazz poet. He's done so many things, but like I said, we most associated him with his character on the Cosby Show, Theodore Aloysius Huxtable. Yeah, so like in my story, that if you tune into my live on Thursday, my little run-in with him, he was basically like, I just on a subconscious level just, called him Theo, because, there was advertising an event, literally said you might know him as Theo from the hit TV show Cosby Show. It was on the banner, so I looked up at the banner, then I seen him and I said, "Oh, Theo." Pointed, he's like, "No, Malcolm." But anyway, he just most recently went viral for a video. This rapper had did a video or a song about all these prominent figures in our community. And Malcolm had did a TikTok video. So he was lip syncing the lyrics to the rap, but then what made it go viral is like there was images of all the people that the rapper was shouting out in his rhyme, and it was like just going off, in the background, like, it was over the DMX's video about all the women that he had. I think it was What Do You Want or something like that. Something like that. I actually played it last week when, the one with Cisco on the vocals. Let me see what the title is. What these B words want, or what you want, is the edited version. But yeah, DMX's song. So a rapper took and flipped it and made it something positive, and had all these prominent figures in our community that did something great. And Malcolm was lip syncing to it, and he kind of went viral for it. He did go viral for it, but you know what I'm saying? That's just the caliber of entertainer he is, and how much, he lends his voice to the cause. I also think he don't get enough credit as a teacher. He had a television show, I forget the name of the title, but he played a teacher. Final season on the Cosby Show, he was a teacher. And then he had his own little show for a little while where he was a teacher, and then he's also appeared on, numerous children programming where, he's teaching something. Probably first thing that comes to mind is the CBS Story Break. So, like I said, he's a Renaissance type brother. He plays music, he plays instruments, he acts, he does spoken word. He's produced a studio album. He's made a studio album. He plays for a live band. There's not too much this guy don't do. He's been in all kinds of videos, iconic videos, New Edition. All kinds of music videos. But I definitely don't think we celebrate him within enough within the culture for all that he does for the culture. So on the Narrative Podcast, he's getting his roses. Like I said, I have bumped into the brother on a humbug. I hope to meet him again, one day, so I can get a do-over, because I called him Theo and not Malcolm. So, putting that in the universe, I get to meet him again and actually get the autograph this time. But give a warm Narrative Podcast round of applause for Malcolm Jamal Warner. All right. Next section is my health and wellness section. In this section, what I'm doing is promoting the healthy, active, fit lifestyle. And the reason why I'm doing this section is basically I think we are, as a people, we are the most targeted for, all these diseases running rampant. These like evil people are just sitting up there creating things in these laboratories that adversely affect our unique genetic makeup, specifically our melanin, things that break it down, rearrange it, or completely destroy it. So we need to do things to, keep our minds and our bodies clean. We need to put clean things in our minds and our bodies, and that's what this section is designed for, to basically just armor up. So disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a herbalist. Sorry for that sound effect. I don't know. Check. Okay, I'm still going. Yeah. So I don't know what the heck. But anyway, so like I said, I'm not a herbalist. I'm not a guru. I'm not none of that. I'm just like a regular person that incorporated some healthy lifestyle choices, and I've seen and experienced, and everybody around has seen and experienced all the visibly noticeable things that I've incorporated into my life. I've changed my diet. I've changed my the way I think. I've changed my reading list. Opened my mind up, and pretty much since I changed, I haven't really been sick a day in my life. So since then, and over the last like 4 or 5 years, like I'm just been going up. I'm on the upward swing right now. And that's something we all need to be doing, being on the upward swing. So anyway, in this section, what I do is give, basically tips to promote a healthy, active, fit lifestyle. Things that will just sustain you physically and mentally and spiritually. The types of things I talk about are the health benefits of a fruit, plant, herb, veggie, root, elixir or extract, physical exercises you can do, mental exercises you can do, spiritual exercises you can do, but just basically to, live more healthy and be more prosperous in life. So, without any further ado, on the health and wellness section, today I'll be speaking about the health benefits of the pear. Well, it's fall if you live in a 4-season state. It's like a seasonal type fruits. So we're doing like pumpkins and apples this times of year, and pears in season. Very delicious, packed with vitamins and nutrients and just things good for your body. So first of all, it promotes good gut health. It aids in digestion, and it will definitely clean you out. It'll get rid of all that hard, fossilized bile in your gut and on the wall of your stomach, so that'll flush out all those toxins up out of you. It's anti-inflammatory. So Dr. Sebi already said, one of the root causes of diseases is inflammation. Mucus causes inflammation. Inflammation causes the diseases. It also has anti-cancerous properties. It's anti-glycemic, so it's a perfect food, a perfect snack for people to suffer for type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and also helps regulate, blood sugar levels as well. It's good for heart health. It's an antioxidant, so it'll help you lose some weight. Rich in fiber, so it'll help you feel full. And it also fights free radicals. Now, what are free radicals? Free radicals are basically like molecules, and, an overaccumulation of the molecules in the body also causes diseases. So, when you accumulate the radicals through like ultraviolet, pretty much being in contact with any type of electrical device, especially your cell phone, computer, stuff you use every day around the house, like your vacuum sweeper, or just being exposed to lights, like turning on if you got indoor electricity, like light bulbs, and you absorb those radicals in your body. So, like when too much of those build up inside of you, it causes all kinds of, health issues and causes things to go out of whack. So basically, like you short circuit. It's like what do I want to say? Like a surge, a power surge, basically. So you don't definitely want to have free radicals in your body. Well, that'll do it with the health and wellness section. Eat up, get you some pears in your life. And now for my speaking points. And today's speaking point is double standards. Now, I kind of hate really bringing this brother up. I done brought him up like 2 or 3 different occasions on my platform, but he's never not going to be news. And me as a podcaster, I do have to talk about current events to some capacity, speak about him, because he's media gold. He's never not going to be news. So basically, you should already know who I'm finna mention, Kanye West. And for the record, I never said nothing negative about the brother. I just didn't agree in the manner of which, he had his awakening. And if you listen to my live, I basically said, he had an awakening. It was my own, personal observation, my own, unpopular opinion, what's going on with him. He had an awakening, but he does have some severe mental health issues. We know this. Even before the millions of dollars, he's now a billionaire. So way back in the Rockefeller era, where he was struggling to get on, where he wasn't on yet, he had mental health problems. So when you get money, it's just, an access to excess. So whatever was causing him mental duress at the Rockefeller stage, he got more of it after he got money. But anyway, I want to say a few things. So my speaking point is the double standard. And I'm bringing up Kanye West because he made an interesting point on the Drink Champ, podcast. That's, rapper Noriega's podcast, where he has different people from the hip hop genre, like pretty much everybody, but his focal point is hip hop because he's a rapper. So the hip hop genre go on there and, say their truth. He gives them their roses, their just dues while they're here. And he basically had them on there to say his truth about the White Lives Matter. And again, I never said nothing negative about him wearing the White Lives Matter. I just said it was inappropriate timing because if he felt like that, why didn't he had like all year to do it? Why he wait to the primary elections to wear the White Lives Matter, and then out of all the people that he can give a White Lives Matter t-shirt to rock with them, why Candace Owens, who, you know, has a history of making anti-inflammatory remarks against George Floyd, anti-inflammatory remarks against Ahmaud Arbery, anti-inflammatory remarks against, I believe she said something about, what's the sister's name? Breonna Taylor. So like, that's what made the moment undigestible. Because when she wore it, it's just like, you doing too much. Now, if he would have just wore it all by himself, you know, we got the wiggle room. What you talking about, Ye? Let's hear it. What you talking about? But having her wear it, that's what kind of made it go left. If he had just wore the shirt all by himself, you know, you can't tell nobody who to be friends with. I don't know why he has chosen to befriend Candace Owens. I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting kind of off-putting. I'm talking about double standards, and he pointed out some double standards in a section of the Drink Champs podcast that got edited out. And the rapper Nori was the one that edited it out, and basically he said something about the J-word community. And I got to say J-word because I don't even know. My following ain't big enough for them to really do nothing, but, you know, the J-word community. And in his edited out part, he was saying, I'ma kill this nigga, I'ma kill this bitch, I'ma kill this nigga, I'ma kill this bitch. Like, those lyrics are, you know, all right. You know, it's all right to say that. He said this is the anti-Semitic part because who owns the masters to those, you know, artists? They're all right when we're, you know, slandering our own name and degrading ourselves. But the instant we say something that they don't like, then we're canceled. And he also made the point that, you know, no J-word people are assigned to original people artists in any industry, not in sports entertainment, nothing, not in retail sales. Does a J-word have, you know, some dealings, business dealings with, you know, our people? But our people got all the dealings with them because they basically run all the banks here in America. They control all of Hollywood, and you can't say anything to offend or upset them. And they basically, again, which is the focal point of my platform, is to maintain this narrative, this false narrative of our people, thus subjugating us through this false narrative by perpetuating these negative stereotypes about our people. And it's perfectly all right. Nobody gets fined anything. Nobody ever gets fired. Nobody ever even has to apologize for offending us in any capacity, for wronging us in any capacity, for slandering us in any capacity. Nobody ever has to retract statements. There's no consequence for doing things to us. We already see it within the law. They can just come to our house, kick in our door, violate us in front of our children, our spouse, or significant other, drag us all over the house, drag us up out the house butt naked. You know, no consequences. Always sue them and get a couple $100,000 or a 1.2 suit if they mess around and kill us. They'll only award us probably like 1.2 million, and I'm dead, and that's all my family. You want to give my family is like 1.2 or 1.5, and I'm dead. You killed me for no reason. So, said all that to say it's perfectly all right to violate us. And it's perfectly all right to, say things that hurt our feelings. But the instant we say something they're not in agreement with, and again, like I've already addressed this, their league on my platform. Now, the legal definition of defamation, legally, when you speak of defamation is an intentional act. When you say something intentionally, not true and slanderous about someone that ends up doing irreparable harm to their character, where you say something so slanderous and so untrue, it takes money out of their pocket because people are believing what you said about them. Now look at us and then look at them. They're always saying something slanderous, not true, and perpetuating negative stereotypes about our people. But they get in the uproar when we say something that is true. That's 110% fact, litmus proven fact. Like I already said at the beginning of my podcast, we are the original man and the original woman on the planet. So does it not, by that logic, if we was here on the planet first, does not that logic apply to us being the first J words? If you even go into the book that you base your whole life around it, what is the first image of the God you worship? What does that God look like? Feet of brass and hair of wool. Y'all got some frizzy hair. Y'all got frizzy hair, but it ain't like wool. You see? They get enraged about that. And then they get to cutting off, social media accounts. They get to ruining opportunities in Hollywood and endorsements and other people. So they're having a tough time with Kanye because Kanye's at the level that he doesn't need any endorsement from their people or our people in that matter. Like they actually need him. He doesn't need them. And they know that. So that's why they're not really going to leave him alone. So when his services got interrupted, it wasn't just fully like blocked, and none of that's going to happen. He's not going to get shadow banned. He's not going to get kicked off and banned for life. So that's what's not going to happen. He's just like taking a little time out. They made him go sit in social media jail, sit in the corner like a good little boy. But only thing I would say about my brother Kanye West, I wish he would adapt Michael Jackson's philosophy for doing the things that he's doing. Do it the Michael Jackson way if you want to, stand up to these mega powers. He didn't waste time going back and forth and, telling people what we already know. We already know who the enemy is. We already know who the enemy is. We already know what they're capable of. We're living testaments of what they've done and what they're continuing to do to us. So why reheat the French fries? Why are you just making a big deal about saying things we already know? If if they got you that distraught, just stick it to them where they live. You don't need our approval to do so. You don't have to clarify your statements. You don't got to tell us your truth. I mean, those that get it, and then those that don't. And that's just what it is. And like I said, the only thing I disagree with Kanye is the manner in which, he tells his truth, because he does it in a boisterous, obstructive type way. And I just don't believe everything needs to be a big theatrical production for you to say whatever it is you got to say. If you shot straight to the meat, if you just shot from the hip, you would kill a lot of people. Lead off with the point. Everything doesn't have to be a soliloquy, a euphemism, or a metaphor. Just say what you mean and mean what you say. And whoever gets it, gets it. Whoever don't. But to my next point, I've been following, Dick Gregory for quite some time before he passed away. I started reading his books and watching all his videos back in early or late, maybe mid 90s. But he really just started thundering in the 2000s. But he had did a video about, the magic glasses. About when the universe picks you, you'll get a set of magic glasses. And the only rule behind the magic glasses is you can never take them off, and you can't force other people to see what you see while you're wearing them. That's not a direct quote, it's a paraphrase quote, but you can do your own due diligence and go to the, on the YouTube to see, just, punch it in the browser, Dick Gregory, magic glasses, and I think that's what's going on with Kanye. He got the magic glasses on. We've always known there was something special about him, something unique. And again, going back to my original point, the double standard is when, Caucasian people do something unconventional, something strange. It's not called weird, it's not called strange, it's called eccentric. They're referred to as futurists because they're seeing so far ahead in the future, they're leaving everybody else behind in their vision. But, when an original man conducts himself in that manner, then he's crazy, he's a nut, he's weird. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point out the double standard in that. And also to my point about being emotional. We're too emotional in our culture. Emotions, we're operating out of emotion in everything that we're doing, and that's what's stifling us as a people. Because when he put on the White Lives Matter t-shirt, we reacted out of emotion without even knowing the context of the shirt. The context behind the shirt, behind the statement, behind the sentiments. We reacted out of emotion. We were so thoroughly disgusted and just done with him. We didn't, for once, just think maybe he's going somewhere with this. Give him the benefit of the doubt. And that's what we're doing politically. We're operating out of emotion. We're not selecting leaders that got something for us. We're not even taking the time to put the conversation of reparations on the table. We're all so subdivided and all over the place and acting out of emotion letting people manipulate our emotions that we're not getting what we want and what we need. We don't give a damn about these candidates. We already know they don't give a damn about us, but we should be getting everything we want by keep on putting out the conversation of reparations. We want to get all up in arms about the abortion. We want to get all up in arms about climate and all these other social issues when we haven't even conquered the issue that is stifling us here in America, which is the reparations. We're letting all these other things distract us and manipulate our emotions. We can't focus on something that's going to liberate us. So that's all I want to say about the double standard. And, hopefully Kanye will, he's definitely on up half. I'm not sure, I don't agree with every teeny tiny bump. I don't agree with every little bump in the road, that he goes over. But, yeah. I believe we need to quit operating out of emotions and stick to the meat. Like let's get to the bag for real. Everybody, that's the hip hop phrase, let's get to the bag. Let's get to the bag. They've been sitting on this bag since America has been formed, and we ain't went and got that bag. At this point, we should be taking the bag by force, actually. Because it's not a handout. It's something owed to us. And the powers that be know they owe it to us. But they keep us distracted by manipulating our emotions, getting us angry about things we don't need to get angry about or worried about. And that's mic drop on that. And I'm kind of hoping I don't have to bring the brother up again, but I somehow think I will. But my only critique on him is I would implore him to just use the Michael Jackson approach. Just don't announce your moves, just move. You got the bread, you got the strategy, you got the foresight. You don't have to explain your actions because ultimately, I think he will change it around for us. I know he don't want to see his people suffering. I know he don't want to see us without. And he has the means to help. So he's talking about building his own compound and building his own resources, streaming resources for our people, where we won't have to be subjugated and told what we can do and what we cannot do, what we can say and what we cannot say. So, peace to that, brother, and I would just say take the MJ approach. I mean, you know how MJ died, though, so even when you take that approach, it's kind of a gamble. So I guess his thing is they're going to do it anyway. I might as well, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang. I think that's his logic behind it right now. But, yeah. All right, here's my final section of the day. And this section is my final thought. So today's final thought is gratitude. To get things in life, you must maintain the attitude of gratitude. I believe I actually had this for a final speaking point, but I feel with everything going on in the world today, I think I got to remix this. Because we love celebrating the W's, but we don't never celebrate the L's. The L's is here to strengthen you for the W's. The L's are here to, give you sustenance, to give you character. God, the universe, whatever you call believing, whatever you believe in, call yourself believing in. The L's are sent here to test it. To test whether you're going to keep on the path or you're going to just quit and give up. You ask for something. And then when, opposition is in front of you, you want to go around it. You want to moonwalk past it and sidestep and stutter step it. When you got to go meet that thing head on, win or lose, you got to go all in when you get met with opposition. You got to take that L. And it's like, we're not grateful for the L. The L only will break you if you let it. A famous quote that I like, martial artist Bruce Lee, he was a real philosophical type dude, but one of his many philosophies that I followed, one that I like, he said, don't pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a hard one. Brothers and sisters, I don't think there's nobody on the planet that got a harder life than us. So, instead of praying always for the answer, like just pray for the strength to take that L. Because the L's is going to come. The L's don't care how much money you have in your pocket. The L's don't care, how well put you believe you are, like how handsome or how cute you think you are, or how strong you think you are. The L's is going to be knocking right at that door to humble you. And when the L shows up, let the L do its work. Because that's all at the end of the day for your benefit. Because if you can take that L, you're going to cop a W. So, I think I said everything I needed to say today. I just want y'all to let that resonate. Take that L to cop that W. All right, so it's officially the end of the Narrative Podcast. I did all my sections. I do it every single weekend for all the new people. I do my lives during the weekday. I never know what days that I'm going to go live. So in order to never miss my live broadcast, be sure to, follow or subscribe to my viewer page on YouTube, and that's Halsey Allen. Click subscribe, click the notification bell, and you will never miss me when I'm live. Also on Twitter, follow me, Halsey Allen, on Twitter, and hit your notifications on Twitter. I got all kinds of projects in the works. My platform keeps growing. My numbers keep getting bigger every single episode I do. I'm getting all kinds of offers on the table. So I got all kinds of stuff coming. I'm for the people. I'm about to walk it like I talk it. I'm about to show and prove. Also support my personal poetry blog called Halsey's Poetry Corner. The address is www.mrhalseysblog.com on blogger.com, powered by Adam. And the way you support my poetry blog is by sharing the link on all your platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tumblr, on Instagram, on whatever you got, TikTok, YouTube. Like whatever your platform is, share that poetry link, shout it out, get it do its numbers. I funnel the numbers back into growing this platform. Yeah. So, like I said, join me again next weekend. Next weekend for another full broadcast of the Narrative Podcast. Make sure you just tune in every single weekday because I never know what days I'm going to go live wherever you get your podcast from. I already told you, the best ways to not miss a live episode from me when I'm live. And that's it for the Narrative Podcast. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of the Narrative Podcast. I'm your host, Halsey Allen, signing off. Enjoy your weekend and have a productive weekday. See you next time. Narrative Podcast, Halsey Allen, signing off. And it's like that.
Set your place on fire. Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, get a little bit of gasoline. Put a little bit of shit,
To the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.